When we think of the most terrifying, brutal dictators in history, we think of men like Hitler, Stalin, or Saddam. But hidden in the shadows of history are women whose cruelty and ambition far surpassed anything we could imagine. These women didn't just rise to power, they controlled nations with an iron grip. They silenced millions, crushed enemies, and rewrote the rules of warfare, governance, and survival. From ancient China to Nazi Germany, these women were the true monsters of power. Are you ready to face the truth? Let's dive into the ruthless world of history's most brutal female dictators. History celebrates male tyrants who scarred generations, but overlooks a darker truth. Some of the most merciless, bloodthirsty dictators were women. They seized power without mercy, without hesitation. Subscribe to Tyrant Tales, where we uncover history's darkest figures. Today, we meet 5 female rulers who terrorized nations. Verified by history, BBC, and Mao, the unknown story. Number 1 will stun you. Let's start with number 5. 5. Jiang Qing, Madame Mao of China. Jiang Qing, the infamous Madame Mao of China. Jiang wasn't born into power, she clawed her way up. Starting as a failed Shanghai actress in the 1930s, but by 1938, she caught the eye of Mao Zedong, marrying him in a union that shocked the Communist Party. When Mao launched the Cultural Revolution in 1966, Jiang took control, seeking to rid China of the four olds, old customs, culture, habits, and ideas. As head of the Gang of Four, she controlled the nation's cultural landscape, banning anything deemed counter-revolutionary. She systematically purged, silenced, and eliminated anyone who stood against her: artists, intellectuals. Even Mao's allies were sent to labor camps, imprisoned, or killed. Historians estimate up to 2 million perished, with countless others beaten or tortured. She once shut down an entire opera house for a single subversive play. Her cruelty earned her the chilling nickname White-Boned Demon, inspired by her pale, ghostly appearance and ruthless heart. After Mao died in 1976, Jiang's power crumbled. She was arrested, betrayed by the system she helped build, and sentenced to death, later commuted to life in prison. She died in 1991, but her legacy of terror still echoes throughout China. 4. Irma Greece, the Beautiful Beast, Nazi Germany. Irma Greece, the Nazi warden dubbed the Beautiful Beast. Born in 1923 in Germany, Irma joined the SS at just 19. Driven by Nazi propaganda and a thirst for power, by 1943, she was a senior guard at Auschwitz, overseeing 30,000 female prisoners. Irma ran the camps with sadistic, ruthless efficiency. She wielded a whip to torture those in her power, set dogs on them for sport, and handpicked women for the gas chambers, often smiling as she did it. Her cold gaze, icy blue eyes, and blonde hair made her a haunting figure. Survivors called her a cruel angel of death. She later transferred to Bergen-Belsen, where her brutality continued until the camp's liberation in 1945. At the Nuremberg trials, witnesses testified to her sadistic joy in torture. She was sentenced to death at just 22, one of the youngest women executed for war crimes. Her final words? A cold, unrepentant Schnell, quick, as she faced the gallows, cementing her chilling legacy. 3. Catherine de Medici, France. Catherine de Medici, the 16th century Queen of France. Born in 1519 in Florence, Catherine married King Henry II at 14, becoming queen in 1547. After Henry died in 1559, she became the de facto ruler of France, controlling the court as regent for her 3 young sons. Her sharp intellect and deep knowledge of political scheming made her a master manipulator. Her most infamous act? The St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre in 1572. Tensions between Catholics and Protestants were boiling, and Catherine, a staunch Catholic, feared a Protestant uprising. On August 24th, she orchestrated the killing of Protestant leaders, but it spiraled into a horrifying bloodbath. Over 10,000 Huguenots were slaughtered in Paris alone, their bodies dumped in the Seine River, staining its waters red. Catherine's ruthlessness didn't stop there. She married her daughters off to strengthen alliances, and rumors swirled of her poison cabinet, a collection of toxins she allegedly used to eliminate rivals. Known as the Black Queen for her dark dresses and darker deeds, Catherine's legacy is a chilling mix of power, intrigue, and bloodshed. 2. Wu Zetian, China's only empress. Wu Zetian, the only woman to ever rule China as an emperor. Born in 624, Wu started as a concubine in Emperor Taizong's court but seduced his son, Emperor Gaozong, to rise to power. By 690, she declared herself empress, founding the Zhou dynasty, a first for any woman in China's history. Her path to the throne was soaked in blood. She ordered the execution of her daughter to frame a rival empress, and her nephew was strangled on her command. Historians estimate thousands died in her purges, often by beheading or boiling alive. To cement her rule, Wu spread propaganda, commissioning statues and texts that portrayed her as a divine ruler chosen by Buddhist deities. She even invented new Chinese characters to rewrite history in her favor. But her reign wasn't just bloodshed. Wu expanded China's borders, promoted the arts, and brought relative peace to the empire. When she died in 705 at 81, her dynasty collapsed, leaving a legacy of paradoxes, a ruthless tyrant who transformed China. 1. Ranavalona I, Mad Queen of Madagascar. Ranavalona I, the Mad Queen of Madagascar, born in 1778. Ranavalona seized the throne in 1828 after her husband's death, ruling for 33 years with one purpose: to maintain her power at any cost. She isolated Madagascar from the outside world, crushing European influence and banning Christianity to protect Malagasy culture. Her methods were nightmarish. She ordered mass killings of suspected traitors, forcing them to drink poison in a deadly Tangina ordeal if they died. They were guilty. Ranavalona enslaved her people, forcing millions into labor to build roads and palaces. Those who resisted were tortured or beheaded. Historians estimate 5 million died under her reign, half of Madagascar's population at the time. She once ordered 10,000 slaves to build a road in a single day. Those who failed were executed on the spot. Her paranoia fueled purges, burning entire villages suspected of disloyalty. When she died in 1861, Madagascar was scarred, but her legacy as a fierce nationalist endures, though many still call her the Mad Queen. The psychology of ruthless power. What drove these women to such extremes? Was it simply the thirst for power? Or was it the deep need to survive in a world where their gender was meant to keep them subjugated? In each of these cases, we see cruelty but also intelligence, cunning, and the willingness to go further than anyone expected. Jiang Qing's purges, Irma Greece's sadism, Catherine's manipulations, Wu Zetian's propaganda, Ranavalona's paranoia, they all fought to bend a brutal world to their will. For these women, power wasn't just about ruling but about survival. They rose to the challenge and left a legacy that still haunts us today. Conclusion. The world will never forget these women, no matter how much time passes. Their cruelty, their ambition, their unyielding desire for power, it altered history. They didn't just fight for survival, they fought to control everything, even their legacies. And while history has often overlooked them, today, we remember them. From purges to massacres, these women redefined ruthless. Which of these women shocked you the most? Comment below and vote in our pinned poll. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more dark and chilling tales from Tyrant Tales.